you clicked on this live stream. Look, here's the thing, guys. I can't be held responsible for what you just unleashed upon yourself. Here's the thing. Maybe this is your first live stream ever. Maybe this is your first office hours ever. What the heck is this? He's not at the bar or on the street. He's certainly not injuring his hands in a crazy abandoned cult compound. That's right. Welcome to Office Hours. This is the 1 hour that I dedicate to you guys and your projects and fixing the broken parts of the universe. Look, first thing you're going to notice, you're going to have, see that timer there? That's the get ready to get ready timer. That means y'all talk amongst yourselves while I'm setting up the chat, getting the coffee. Counts down. Oh, wait, what are we doing? Look at this. Made it easy for you. Right here. All of this. This is for you. This over here, this is what we're going to do. Pretty easy, right? I try to make it simple. This one, though, vertical videos, that's going to be the big prize. So you're going to see me futzing around a bit. I'm going to be getting the social things working out because I don't know which ones are working. We're broadcasting to 5 different modalities out there, 5 different nations. Scam Nation, Monroe, LinkedIn, that's right, don't laugh. X, the Mosh Pit, and, Twitch, the OGs, the Hardcores, the Diamond Club. Can't believe I flaked on that. Shame on me. Here, let me actually see if I can get the chat going right now. Pop this open. Gonna trigger some fake messages. Get that waterfall action on there. Look at that. Beautiful. And then it's supposed to auto do all this stuff, but auto. Wait. There we go. Auto find and activate. There we go. That's 1. That's 2. All right, now y'all bug off. I'm getting my coffee. All right. Let's see whether or not it works. A bit of do. Here we go. Let's see who has reported in. Where are we at? Oh, did it go away when the timer ran out? What did I miss? Okay, so Humdinger Protocol still working. Hello, Jeff Mazar. Hello, Cliff Horn. Hello, P. Guyton. Hello, Kuro Meteriku. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always coffeeing. Yeah, actually, that's actually a legit point. So the idea is, quite simply, live streams are a different animal. There needs to be a little bit of a calibration. Here's an interesting one for you guys. Did you guys notice how absurdly long intros used to be for television shows? That is as you guys know, I am fascinated by little design choices, little design nudges that have outsized impact on the content that is created. And in the case of take your Dukes of Hazzard or your Knight Rider or whatever, like a full 1 minute of playing the theme song and the same B-roll every time. The reason for that, and it's hard to even remember this, is that 40 years ago, not everybody's clocks were synchronized. Not everybody literally was keeping the same time. So you could say that something was started at a certain time, but you needed to bake in a calibration. Here's the other thing, is people could scroll through the knob at around that time, and they needed an instant anchor to instantly figure out, oh wait, this is it. This is the place where I'm supposed to be. So we don't think of it as a data calibration handshake thing, but that's exactly what it is. But so in the case of live streams, we're at kind of a funny part because YouTube means different things to different people. There are people who have not yet figured out that YouTube is going where is aiming where the puck is headed, right? So, and not everybody's figured that out. For example, top story for today, vertical video. There's an important feature. Let me show it to you guys. Let's go here. Head on over to YouTube. Yeah, I did leave you. See, Andrew is one of the mistaken many. One of the people who's expecting, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit, Andrew. If you went here, if you clicked on a thing expecting a polished, edited, out-of-time long form of a TV level 3-camera shoot in the field, you're probably not seeing what you expected right now. That's because many people, I'm sorry, Andrew, you included, don't realize that YouTube is more like Dragon Con, is more like Burning Man. It pretends to be one thing, but it is not one convention. It is a million different conventions at once. And they don't make a secret about what they're doing. Here, I'll give you a little behind-the-scenes secret. If YouTube cares about it, if YouTube wants you to do it, they have a tab for it. Look at this. Go to Analytics. Nope. There we go. Go to Analytics. And then click on Content. Long-form videos. They have their own sets of standards and norms. Short-form videos. They have their own sets of standards and norms. Live videos. The hardcores here, they all know I'm betting hard on live. Why? Because you can't fake it. Can't press a live slot button. You got a real-ass human who has to real-ass show up and real-ass pontificate on command. Can everybody do it? No. Does anybody have 25 years experience doing it? Many people. Does anybody want to do it for you? Yes, I humbly accept. And so we are here. Now, you, Andrew, are in a very confusing spot. You clicked expecting a thing, and you were disappointed. How tragic. This is terrible. This is legitimately the worst thing to ever happen to anybody in the entire universe. You are aggrieved and therefore heroically engaged. And for that, I thank you. Here's what's happening. Here's where the meta is headed. And I don't know if it's going to be a 6-month thing or a 1-year thing. I don't know how long it's going to take for the public to cotton to it, but I can point to one design nudge that is going to fundamentally alter this game. And I didn't even notice it. It was right there in front of my eyes the entire time. Look at this. If you go to create, if you go to go live, look at this little guy. So this is us live right now. Oh, it's not going to let me show the thing. Maybe this one? I don't know. Yeah, here we go. Great. Right here. Look at that. Dual stream. Nope. Dual stream is a new feature that is not available to everyone. But what it does is what we were reinventing the wheel last month when we set up dual streams, both a widescreen horizontal one and a vertical video one, because here's the thing. Oh, you beautiful hardcores. I love it. I love being right. I love being right because in 2023 or whenever, I realized like it was very clear. I was like, YouTube is serious on shorts. And so we put extraordinary resources into 1,000 shorts. 250 million views later, we were well positioned in the shorts game. Even better, we had a rich, data refined set of materials, all of these pixels of story about what we're up to. Then comes the AI wave of what they're calling the abundance crisis. I love that word. The abundance crisis. Slop, 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 slop. You'll notice that I ain't playing just the long form YouTube video games. As a matter of fact, I don't want to say it's a sucker's game. You should do all the games. If YouTube wants you to do it, there's a tab for it. But ain't it a bit weird that these live streams are showing up right next to all them long forms? If I were a betting person, and you know I am, I would bet that YouTube wants to set up first responders to start staking their claim in the live stream territory. And if I was a guesser, I would guess that just like they set up shorts to be advertisements that funnel people into the long forms, I would guess that they also, I just had a moment where I just realized that I'm glad my stream key didn't just pop on there. If I was guessing, here, let me get rid of this. There we go. I would guess that they want to bridge the gap. Is this the one? Hi, Justin. There we go. They want to bridge the gap between shorts and lives. If you guys pull out the YouTube short form experience, go through it, and now it's here. Let's take a look. Let's ask a robot. Here we go. Oh man, why can't I see my previous chats? Yeah, here we go. Let's back this up. Give me them robo thoughts. Boom. Oh, by the way, I wanted to reduce latency, so I'm dropping this to 1080p on everything. So let's, yesterday when we did the test, it was about a 20-second lag. Everybody in the chat, type a little something and then report in how long it takes to show up on the screen. And in the meantime, I'm going to explain this dual stream, this vertical streaming. First of all, I need to find out how does this look in vertical? Because for the short term, it's just going to, I assume, chop everything like this. Very soon, it's going to have a robot automating for context. It won't matter how I'm doing all the things. As long as the content is there, it'll polish it up, punch it up, and present it. What YouTube wants is that spark. It wants to present the real human on the other side of all this equipment in as good a light as it can. And it's doing it quietly. It's doing it in nudges. It's taking low quality, low resolution images, and it's using automatic upscaling all on the back end of their systems, which is why sometimes things look a little bit uncanny, which is part of why you see me riffing, taking these little moments out of the long form live streams and cutting them up into shorts. We're now, a month or so into those showing up in the shorts feed. And so those people who like those are now going to be swiping up, and suddenly there's one that just keeps on talking. Hell, for all I know, one of them's happening right this very second. But all of that is extremely exciting, and it means that the rules are changing. So the one thing, yes, look, tackled shorts, tackling the live streams, the pincher closes. You have to design a pipeline to feed the beast. Now, at the top end, those who like to play at the elite level of the field, at the high end of A+ competitors, those are the folks that have grown-up money behind them. Those are also people, in my opinion, who are oftentimes trapped. You take on private equity, you become a cog in a machine, and that's fine for some people. I, however, value flexibility and authenticity. And as a result, it means that I'm showing up at this level because there's no substitute for the raw feed. There's no substitute for the connection between me and you. And anything that gets in the way of that, in general, I haven't loved. And that is why, as strange and as confusing as it might be for the Andrews of the world, who have to be so put upon as to encounter content that they're not already comfortable with, that they have to learn to become comfortable with, it is my job to serve. And so here we are. It is my job to pivot. I ain't owed nothing. As I am fond of reminding you guys, here's the balance sheet. I owe you everything, you owe me nothing. The end. That's where we're at. So, that's why, as much as it pains me to, oh goodness, I didn't record any of that. I'm recording now though. So, I didn't worry about recording before because I was outputting streams at 4K, but that had too much latency. So I'm going to stream at 1080p, but I'll record locally at 4K. So now, back. Thank you, Jeff Mazar. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I don't know what that means. There we go. Good morning. In the news this morning, good morning. Good morning, standby 5610. That seems like some bot behavior. Yeah, that tracks. Oh, wait. Nope. Actually, standby is not doing bot behavior. That's great. I apologize, standby. I just insulted you by implying that your probing question was engagement bait. I apologize. This is also part of the calibration, because I suspect that there's going to be more of this. There's going to be more of a default of suspicion for a while before we trust each other. And it's only through those repeated, consistent interactions that we begin to believe that we're really in contact with the other human that is in charge of the twinkle behind those eyes. Ooh, that's great. Thank you very much, Damon Palm. That's exactly what I was asking about. A dual stream feature is, I guess, what we have. What I would love is if anybody, you know what? Let me do this. Since I'm logged in as either Scam Nation or Modern Rogue. So let me just look at a short. Okay, and I'll just kind of scroll. Well, here, let's just do it this way. Burp. So what I'm hoping for is I'm just going to keep scrolling until maybe it'll serve me my own live stream is what I'm hoping. But also I'm making sure to lag. I want to prime it. So okay. Continuing on. Boy, I don't love that it's got my number, but it does, which means it's got your number too. Oh, there we go. So now, wait a minute. Look at this. That's new. Right down there. It says live. Let's see what happens if I click live. Uh-oh. I don't want that. I wanted the vertical. Yeah, this is a really good one. In fact, I'm going to like this. I'm going to say, note to self. Yo, this is good. Run it on MR. Because Mono ain't never seen that one before. Yeah, this one, what I could do is I can. Yeah, that one I think would benefit with beginning with the ending. So let's see if that vertical format shows up. I don't know why. Jesus Christ. This is a good one. I'm training the algorithm to like the right things. This is actually behavior that I rarely engage in, is being the audience, but I think it's important. Oh. Beep, bop, boop. All right. Well, that's enough of that. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm up against raw egg peeling live. That's the kind of thoughtful content that we're up against. That's fine. That's fine. Let's get back to work. Let's see. Yes, there we go. Standby exactly gets it. Man, now I'm feeling triply bad because you're giving incredibly thoughtful insights. I didn't mean to call you AI. YouTube was into long form until creators kept stretching video lengths to 10 minutes by repeating the same thing over and over for more ad revenue automatically. You can tell when it says 10:01 length. Yeah, anytime that incentives dictate that one thing is the best strategy, you're going to get an awful lot of it. Oh, that's great. So Standby does see it. Man, Standby, you're an all-star and I called you an AI. I'm a terrible person. That's awful. Standby, you're a champion. I hope you're still here by the time I get to your thing. Kuro Metariku, I would love to know whether or not you can see the difference. You guys tell me. If you want, I'll go back to 4K and we can decide whether or not the latency is worth it. But it looks like we're able to get a lot more precise. And then as high as 17 seconds, that's good. Standby. Since you're now one of my favorite all-stars, every single day. I aim for 8:30 to 9:30. It's been a little bit late, partly because it takes a few more minutes for me to put the effort into a curiosity-inducing title and thumbnail. But certainly I'm trying to show up. Yeah, that's all I can say right now. But basically, yeah, keep showing up. Keep showing up. because I'll be here. And if you have a project that you're working on, bring that up. Yeah. Any live streams that I found in shorts are incredibly strange, pouring ketchup on their head or saying ooh or any other brain rot. Yes, that would be because those are, as my daughter turned me on to the term, infinite content glitch, right? Now, they only want to get you past, this is design affecting output. By design, an engaged video, you have to get past like the 3-second mark to hold on to them. And so those are ones that you'll stick around for 3 seconds and it'll count as a view. A booga, 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 booga. Thank you, Mike in Oregon. I can't believe that, Jeff Mazar. I remember thinking that was like the most ridiculous thing at the time. Also, slightly more ridiculous was that in Total Recall, those portrait mode CRT televisions were Curtis Mathis brand. I thought that was a bit of a stretch. But I guess if Curtis Mathis was going to go anywhere, it'd be to another planet. Hey-oh, weird dunk on Curtis Mathis. Also, I found out recently that the author of The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield, one of the most incredible, inspirational authors on the planet, worked on a script for Total Recall in the early phases of it. It's great. I would find it a bit funny if the shorts formatted live stream just showed Brian's hand coming into frame every once in a while. That might happen. Stand by. Boy, I hope I get to the part where you accept my apology. Andrew's still here. Can you make a new channel that's just live or just don't have them posted or whatever? Look, man, yeah, if I was in the business of making art easy for you, I could. However, that would be a disservice to everyone else who has my gift. Basically, this is the Saturday Night Live problem, is that Saturday Night Live has to reinvent itself every year in the hopes of hitting its new arc. And if there's one thing you could say to blend in at any point in the timeline of the last 50 years, it's the phrase, I remember when Saturday Night Live was good, and everybody would agree with you. The implication being that it's now bad. Of course, it's not bad. What it is it's different. It's challenging. It requires more of your attention, more effort to get into, and you're a busy person. You got a life to live. You've got other things going on, and by God, you did not tune into Saturday Night Live to be challenged with new faces that you don't recognize, doing new bits that aren't familiar to you. Of course, it's going to feel like a mismatch. However, over time, the best sketches are going to be placed in front of you once, twice, 3 times. Eventually, you'll watch it. You're like, that's pretty good. And then you're going to learn those characters. They're going to become familiar to you. The current riffs they're doing are going to feel like a cozy arc, and it's going to sing. So in other words, I think that we're entering an age where YouTube was was becoming television. Now it is television. But I think the important comp is to think more in terms of musicians and their arcs. There are, think about Bob Dylan's career. A lot of different Bob Dylans over the years. A lot of different Beatles over the years. And yeah, man, we're entering a different phase for both the Mono Rogue and Scam Nation. Now, the good news, Andrew, is that Scam Nation is sitting on 20 or 30 episodes that are already shot. But behind the scenes, I got to find a talented editor and a process to get those out. I don't know. I don't want to trust them to AI just yet because those tools aren't fully baked. They look too cheap and rudimentary. And finding talented editors is, there are lots of people who know how to edit, but of course there's a fair bit of storytelling that happens in the edit. And we're getting closer, but until we get there, we got to fill the gap somewhere. And I understand all things being equal, I suppose if you're a fan of Scam Nation, you could just say, well, get back to me when it's perfect. But of course, that's not the way it works in specifically this modality because we're live. I'm doing the trick for you. And just like the lesson I give on Scam School, where there is no substitute for the reps, you must immerse yourself in the experience. You can have all the book learning you want of all the card tricks that maybe you know how to do, but ultimately you have to meet a person, stop them, inconvenience them, and spread the cards. Tell them to pick one. And if you're not doing that, you are not doing the work. And there's no way, if you want to become excellent at the live streams, you got to get out on stage. And yeah, that means having the Andrew experience. And by the way, thank you, Andrew, for hanging around. I appreciate that. That means having a lot of people who were unprepared to encounter a musician singing different tunes. And yeah, it might seem experimental or off the mark. And yeah, the knee-jerk reaction may come across as unkind. Of course, I'm going to have a bias because I actually do read all of the raw feed of comments, which means it's probably not healthy for everyone. However, I do find it very important to listen to the audience because all of YouTube is a slow motion street performance. And just like in an actual street performance, you could tell when you're losing audience members, when it's time to land a plane on one thing, move on to the next, and when you've got somebody. And right now, Andrew, you stumbled across this moment at a very curious time. The nucleation point. Just like that super cooled beer right out of the fridge, all of that liquid below freezing, but it can't do anything until it gets a bubble to start forming those ice crystals around. You jar that beer and the ice crystals just, everything freezes at once. That's about where we're at right now, where we're moving into something more. It's going to feel weird for people. Some people are going to be straight up angry. That's fine. Go back, watch Chevy Chase era Saturday Night Live. It'll still be there for you. All right. Thank you, Mike in Oregon. You're already gone. I don't know. I don't even know. Stand by at 5610. Good. Okay. Hopefully you've heard my apology by now. Yeah. Let's see. POV pooping. Monoroger egg. How could anyone compete with raw egg peeling live? I'll tell. I mean, that is the thing, though, because the safe thing is to just sour and grouse and take comfort. The hard thing is to show up and have your ass handed to you by raw egg peeling live. And I'd like to believe that all of us are made of sterner stuff that can handle competing face to face with raw egg peeling live. And understand that part of the indignity of losing to raw egg peeling live is part of the growth process, but this is all part of the growing experience of a changing landscape, because right now there's so much anxiety about what's AI and what's real, is that people are watching raw egg peeling live because by God, it's at least definitely happening. Like, nobody can conceive of raw egg peeling live being anything other than an actual human peeling an egg. And what's funny is there will be a time in the future where that will seem artistically heroic, to bother to have a real egg that they're peeling in real time. Oh. Damn. Yeah. All right. Tough call. The Monoroe peels eggs. To be honest, the episode that we shot yesterday, had a lot of that whimsy that a lot of you guys have mentioned that you wanted to see. Ryer and I began the episode with, we got dry ice left over. Let's create a library of sounds with it. And then we just set up a mic, and then we just did sounds, and we tried to, eventually it became like, ooh, can you evoke the sound of a dying beast in a haunted upside down world? And. Oh, that's great. Yeah, no, those are the good old days. Thank you, Cliff Horn. I'm glad they look good. Want to see a dead body? Yeah. Oh, good. It's all, Standby gave me forgiveness, it looks like. It's all good, man. I understand the hesitation. Nondescript name with no profile picture. Doesn't exactly breed confidence that I'm not an engagement farming bot. No harm, no foul. Good. Yeah, here's the weird part, Standby, is that intellectually, I'm convinced that you read statistics that 20%, 40% of all internet traffic is bots. That's part of the reason I can't take anything on X seriously anymore, is because it's just too likely to be a bot. But now I'm on the hunt to catch one of those in the wild. It's akin to knowing that there's a meteor shower coming, but then you really want to catch that one falling star. I'm an auteur of peeling raw eggs. The spiky hair can come back when I drop 10 pounds. How about that? That'll be where we meet in the middle. Because boy, oh boy, when you put on that old costume, you notice what's changed on the body. Yeah, Cliff Horn's got it. It's the same with the new doctors on Doctor Who. New SNL had too many ripoff bits. That's one of the interesting things, JC Rizzle, is that I only experience the best parts of Saturday Night Live because I don't watch live. But I admire the people who do. Good morning, Killer Spud. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, Gatowag. Yeah, stand by. That's Brant Hughes, who's extremely talented. And I'll tell you what, stand by. If you want to do a solid for Brant Hughes, go check out his channel, Emergent Beacon. Let me throw that on there. Emergent Beacon. It is gorgeous. All of those beautiful, rich, buttery visuals that Brant is so very talented at. Here.
Our planet may be just a point of light to lonely Pixel.
I know how I'm walking home, but that's why I'm there.
Humans are always supposed to start There is an ineffable quality to memory, which I do not believe can survive as a feature. That device comes to a point in a vast and complicated puzzle.
Achieving the goal, turning safely to the earth.
Okay, here we go. Where to begin? Hello, and welcome to this unique place. It has a lot of character, and it means everything to me. I just wish I knew more about you. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sure you have so many questions. And if nothing else, that we have in common. So let's build from there, you and I. Together, we'll ask questions and investigate their meaning, because that's what I do. I'm the echo of a people who frequently forgot how to do that. And believe me, you lose something really important when answers no longer need to be questioned. Now you have an extraordinary opportunity, and I don't want you to squander that. So I'm here to remind you to think critically, to be open to change, and above all else, to care. I'm going to reach out again sometime soon, and when I do, I trust that you will grant me that time, because you're going to need all the help you can get. And we have so much to discuss. Until then, be well. Talk to you soon.
Dude, Brant Hughes is a national treasure. Man, does he have a knack for those rich, precise, buttery aesthetics, and am I ever thankful for everything he does on Monterug. Go show him some love by supporting Emergent Beacon. Head on over there, give him a subscribe. Pow, pow. I do want to ask, do you yourself do like card magic in public when not on camera, or do you feel it's tacky? That's a really good question. So what I figured out in college is that knowing a few magic tricks was like a cheat code at any party. You could instantly be the most interesting person in the room, which was great until the card tricks ended. You would sometimes get cornered, and if somebody was really into it, they would just say, do another. And then they would say strange things like, guess how you're doing it or whatever. And then I realized, oh, they're not treating me as an end unto myself, as Kant would have said. They're treating me as a means to an end, which didn't feel great. And so now I am judicious in the magic I do. To be honest, as a bit of a stunt, as you get around 100, 200, 300, 400 episodes of Scam School, at this point, I try to sort of live off the land. I find it an engaging challenge to refuse to have anything prepared on me, but instead just you have radar, right? You identify, oh, there's a wine bottle. I bet there's another wine bottle within 200 feet of where we are. And then that means I could do this with 2 corks, or this with an empty wine bottle, or this, or this, or this, or this. And then oftentimes when the subject of magic comes up, then the radar scans, and then, you come up with like, there's 3 to 5 things I could do. And then in those cases, I like that a lot because it really does truly feel like magic. Like, what is this guy made of? Now, if I was a better magician, I would be prepared with more on me at all times. But I don't know, my identity is too wrapped up in being able to just live off the land, I guess. But I don't think it's tacky. I do, however, think that magic has a curious artifact to it where people will, if you're an accountant at a party, you say, I'm an accountant. Nobody says, ooh, do my taxes. But they will say, ooh, do a magic trick. But you don't want to immediately do it because oftentimes people don't mean it. So I wait until they ask a second time. If they ask a second time, they're genuinely curious. And at that point, I do owe it to them. They're seriously asking. Do I think announcer will push something like a new tech close to the blipvert seen by in Max Headroom? Yeah, I think we're already here. Blipverts, and I know they're here because in the advertising world, they don't track views, they track impressions. And so that's part of the reason you'll notice that, you got a movie 2.5 hours long, then you got a trailer 2.5 minutes long. Heaven forbid, you can't watch that whole 2.5 minute trailer. They have to engage you with a blipvert right at the beginning. 2.5 seconds. Coming up. Yeah. Now. I did apologize. I apologize for implying somebody might be an engagement bot. Yeah, that's right. Let's see. The radio will be ad jingles. That's, boy, G. James B. I hate how accurate Demolition Man ended up being. I remember thinking, there's no way. These predictions are so dumb. More of them are right than I care to admit. Ranked competitive raw egg peeling. Let's see. Is it possible to make content that the bots like? Beneficial. This is Friendship 7. Oh, I actually don't know what those are. Brant stuff is great. You're compatible. That's great. I hope he does. Yeah, dude. Brant's got incredible chops. Awesome. Jeff Mazar. About critical thinking and skepticism. Why the magician and FX people are leading the charge of this movement with more engaging contents. I think because we're probably at a 5-year arc of wobbliness in terms of, so the last time I saw this in my lifetime would have been in the early 2000s. Post September 11th, you had a lot of people skeptically thinking out loud, because that was a reset opportunity to have a discussion about what are we all going to agree is real. And of course, we know that what's measurable is real, but there are other things, sociological constructs that needed to be reevaluated. What is safety? What is the position of what is security? What are beliefs that are dangerous and non-dangerous? And so a lot of that was within the realm of physical defense and terrorism. And nowadays we're doing a similar reevaluation, and a lot of it is showing up in kind of vague, leg thrashing ways. A lot of angry toddler elbow throwing energy. The other comp that I give at this moment to is late 80s sampling and remix culture. It took there's a big difference between 1992 or 1990, whenever Vanilla Ice would just, rapped over under pressure. Everyone's like, oh, sampling equals low effort, lazy, bad. But obviously, by the end of the decade, in the late 90s, you have Prodigy's Smack My Bitch Up, which is entirely composed of other samples, and it's extraordinary. It's its own unique thing. Nobody would confuse those two, and yet technically, they're both the exact same thing. That's the arc we're going through with AI, where we just had our Vanilla Ice year, and we're going to have a strange back and forth negotiation about what is good, what is art. Ultimately, I am of the opinion that the job of the artist is quite simply to press publish and say, I accept responsibility for this. Or in the case of what you're watching right now, to press go live, I will accept the Andrews of the world coming in and saying, yo, this sucks. There'll be some years of that, and then we'll settle down and we'll all kind of agree on what the rules are again. So with that in mind, people who are poking at the edges of it are going to be the most interesting people in the room. And that's part of the reason that you're watching in real time as I remap all of my skills. My background is in deception, but more importantly, I have a 20-year history in teaching people who don't think of themselves as deceivers in the arts of how to deceive. That's all Scam School was from the beginning, was getting randos at the bar, getting them to step out of their comfort zone and model deceptive behavior in a way that made the lesson stick in an impactful way. So if I am doing something interesting, and it's, I suppose, probably interesting enough that it's beginning to call back folks who aren't up to date with all the other stuff that I've been up to, then it is most likely because we're in another one of these moments, Jeff, of probing and reassessing a lot of things as a society. Oh shit! Everybody go to Digg. Sunbun, is it just digg.com? Digg.com. Oh my God, everything old is new again. We're back, baby. Sign up. Let me in. Continue with the googs. Continue, continue. In the news today, continue. Here we go. Accept all your cookies. Sure. Why not? Sign in failed. Why would my sign in fail? Probably because I already have a different account, maybe. I'll sign in with Mono Roadshow. I bet that one will work. Nope, sign in failed. Maybe we a boodity doodity doo. Anyone have an idea? Any of the above? Maybe it's Gmail specific. Sign in failed. Try again. I'm beginning to think I shouldn't try again. Ah, there we go. I got a one-time code. I just felt it rumble in my butt. Boom, boom. Choose a username. Oh. I guess I'll do my classic. Failed to create an account. Please try again. What? Aha! Wow. Didn't want. Maybe it's the word. Boy, that is an uphill battle to keep putting the word scam into everything I do. Okay, where do I go? I'm gonna search for Diamond Club. Oh yeah! Ha! Ha 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 ha! Oh, I'm all about Digg. I am all about Digg. This is amazing. Upvote. Upvote. All right, guys, if you're not familiar, this is your chance. If you've been on the periphery, if you've heard that there's a secret core of elites, the internet, we used to be the demon hordes of the internet. Now we're just the internet's older brother, wiser. We got tales of Vietnam. We've seen some shit. We caused some shit. We've been in the shit. We got advice for you. So if you're on the outside, if you want to be a young cub, come on in. Come on in. In memoriam. Oh, 10 out of 10. This is amazing. Pew, pew. All right, I want to see so much more. I'll tell you what. This is where probably we'll see how long this lasts, but this is where the new and shiny is. Anything you want me to see that should be on Tuesday nights, great night, throw it in here. This will be where I look for all this. That's so great. Oh, damn, it is my birthday tomorrow. I almost forgot. That's true. Idiocracy also seemed ridiculous. And Children of Men. Boy, what a great movie Children of Men is. Is there an episode of Monologue that either got left on the chopping block despite having been filmed, or any ideas that you love for an episode that practically could never be made? So many. So many. Unfortunately, if it ends up on the cutting room floor, it almost certainly is because they weren't interesting, or they were unformed, or they were just most of the way. Like there's an episode where Jason and I were like, we should make Ethereum, and then we didn't. But we learned all about it. Hey, Nerdcat. Good to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being there. Hey, have you heard about the Diamond Club? It's on Digg. By the way, Digg is back. Digg is back. Diamond Club is back. Everything's back. It turns out, here's another thing that's back. I think that's the other thing is now that there is so much media out there and it's so not precious, essentially live performing is back. I don't really care the one canonical favorite performance you did. I want to see what you could do today, right now. Go again. Yeah. I like the way, there we go. Yeah, stand by. That's exactly what we're hoping to do. Digg is a thing. Okay, great. Rollerball Society, that's good. Yeah, we got him. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, thank you, Sunbun. I haven't seen Rollerball. Only 10 members. Look at that. You guys want to be the first 100? Right now, anybody seeing this, you could be part of the first 100 members of the Digg Diamond Club. I think Digg is going to stick around. I think that people's relationship with Reddit is either currently complicated or going to get complicated, given the fact that Reddit is essentially just training AI. It's a giant cloud. The voice of AI is determined by all the writing on Reddit. I don't know if Digg is doing that or not, but I would suspect that if they wanted a dominant market position, it would be because they would refuse to participate with all that. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my God. Hawk Worley, I got to know, how did the mall being back play? Because that we had a little bit of production issues. Let's see. Let me double check my schedule here. Okay, I do have time. Good. We can go a little bit long. Oh, those are DMs. Let me see if oh, you guys saw all my spam. Turns out when you follow 600,000 people, you stop looking at your DMs. Yeah, what did I want to show you? I wanted to show you this. I want to go full screen. Ooh. That sucks. OX. Why did you become so boring? Yeah, the mall's back. That was all Ryer's. That was all Ryer's pitch. I'm glad we did it. Oh, wonderful. Sixter 4157. Wait. I hesitate to know why you are global banned from Reddit. Is Reddit training Gemini? Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. I think Justin knew what his role was in that. I'm so glad to hear that, Adam. The that moment of just despair on here on Ryer's face. Something went wrong. Oh well. Here, I'll show you the photos that I took, and then there we go. This is the moment Ryer saw that empty despair. The mall's back, baby. Look at that. And then look at that. That's I don't know if I'll get in trouble for that. They're giving away free fixtures, shelving, and hardware. Grant Williams. Very little. That was one of those things where I value authenticity. And so the only thing that was cut from that was a brief discussion of whether or not we would include it. And I felt like it was an authentic moment of, and yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You got it. Get out. Standby had never heard of Digg? That's amazing. Okay, Digg was Reddit first. They had won the game, and this is Brian's speculation, for reasons that are outside of Brian's knowledge. They, I might say, overplayed their hand. They tried to stop being Reddit and become also Twitter in the age of post-MySpace social media, and it got just complicated enough that it created a market opportunity for Reddit to say, hey, remember Digg? It's just that and nothing more. And then everyone went to Reddit, even though it was a lower fidelity experience. And in fact, that's what everybody wanted. They just wanted the simple upvote, downvote, we're the mob type things. And then because they overtook Digg, they were able to keep on going and then be the dominant players. So Digg is the original Reddit experience. So I'll be interested to see how they're differentiating new Digg from Reddit. Yeah. That's right. Before the Reddit effect it was the Digg effect. That's amazing. Okay, so let's get to work. That was a very productive catch up. It's good to see all you guys. The thing I promised to do is to double down on our deepfakery. If you're just joining this part of the narrative story, guess what? There's a Scampocalypse coming. Look, I got a chart and everything. See this? That's fraud. Specifically, a generative AI deepfake powered fraud. Basically all the scammers are doing the same classic scams, only now they all have a superpowered robot assistant. So the scams are getting much better, much faster, and we have a whole population of people who have been trained over the last 5 years to accept what they see on a screen as reality. And so there's going to be a little bit of a tricky time to disambiguate that. So right now, you'll see that I'm doing a number of keynote stuff in the social, the security awareness training space. You guys know that I did my How to Scam Your Way into Anything keynote lecture for the first time at South by Southwest all the way back in 2009. It's a very good keynote. I've given it at all over the world. Yeah. Wow. All over the world. Literally, Western Hemisphere, Eastern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere. I even did it 2 blocks away from the White House at the all-hands meeting of a top-level 3-letter agency. It was it's a very good security awareness training keynote. And so now what I'm trying to be ahead of where the puck is headed instead of just doing what everybody too many threads. I'll cull it down. Basically, for very good pro-social reasons, we have to learn to deceive at a more interesting level. Not just for the stakes of a free beer, but in order to be on our best defense against bad actors, we have to playfully, in a safe way, engage in deception with low stakes. The way I frame it in cybersecurity land is the very first time you stop somebody from a phishing attempt or from a penetration attempt, when there are stakes, it can't be your first time. It needs to be the millionth time because you've been doing it in a playful experience. In my case, magic, but in this case, we could do it with playful prank, deepfakes, and all of that stuff. And so to that end, let me find, there we go. Closing all these. To that end, this is what we did yesterday. There we go. So yesterday we took a video of me and we mapped it onto Josh Nass. All right, we're talking about the cyclical nature of jokes and fashion. I thought it was 20. Chase says it was 30. And he says it may have been 30 years back in my day, but since the generation has been redefined as 20 years, so is the cycle. All right, we're talking about the cyclical nature of jokes and fashion. I thought it was 20. Chase says it was 30. And he says it may have been 30 years back in my day, but since the generation has been redefined. To answer your question, Jeff Mazar, I'm paranoid. Does it help to be secure? I would say everybody wants to tell you, yes, that thinking about your paranoia and hypothesizing all of the ways that somebody could get you is a way to be secure. That is part of it, but what I am planting my flag on is it pales in comparison to having had the experience of fooling somebody else. That's all that matters. You cannot win a boxing match if all you know how to do is block. I mean, that's what it all boils down to. And not that you need to deceive the people who are deceiving you, but you need to know it because you've lived it and experienced. Nobody is teaching people to be the deceiver because it sounds too close to like you're telling people to engage in bad behavior. And of course, as slightly more nuanced, luckily with magic, people understand, oh, I know what magic is. I know that it's a playful prank. And I know that magicians can spot fraudsters. Great. Solution, make more magicians. Make more people who fool each other with deepfakes, with playful phishing emails, with gotcha games. I am of the firm opinion that rickrolling has done more for cybersecurity than anything else on the entire planet. We need more rickrolling games. We need more playful ways to be messing with each other. So in this case, what we want to do is let's see if we can take a news thing and somebody. What's the thing I should search for a news item? Was it the maybe the leprechaun? Let's see if we can find something else.
Well, just in time for St. Patrick's Day, crowds are coming by the dozens to get an up-close view at what some say is a piece of Irish folklore.
I need something. What's a good news moment that has kind of an iconic at the desk thing? Yeah, that's exactly right. To beat the scammer, you got to be the scammer. A leprechaun. Something like the leprechaun, but different. Oh, wait. Nope, that's copyrighted. It even has the Comedy Central logo that looks like copyright.
Well, just in time.
Funny news. What's the classic? Here we go.
Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got...
Okay, here we go. We'll do this one. Here we go. Now I got to stop and start the recording. And so I want to match roughly. That looks like a match, right? There we go. You know, a lot of people think I just love turtles. It's more than that. Turtles are God. I believe in... Oh, no. Hold on. All right, let me do... I like turtles. No, I don't just like turtles. I love them. I love turtles, and turtles shall reign supreme. Turtles upon turtles upon turtles. Great. All right, so now we'll do a little bit of this. Yeah, actually, see the turtle of enormous girth. Upon his back, he holds the earth. Yeah, a lot of great minds. I guess also that's on brand because we're seeing another Wheel of Cause turning moment. Okay, let's take this temporary recording. We'll take the one that I just did at 10:15. Drag this over to the desktop there. Got it? Okay. Okay, and now let's do a new one. We'll get rid of this. Boop. We'll upload the reference video from the desktop. What? There you go. Oh no! No! That was a good performance. Yeah, I think you are standby. It's really impressive. It's really, really impressive. I guess I have to re-record it in 1080p unless there's a fast way for me to downsample. Is there a resize video online? PixArt? No, I just want to resize the video. I'll ask a robot. Cloud convert. Got it. Great. Oh, look at that. That's nice and fast. Very good. Convert to... I don't know. WMV. No, I don't want it. No, it should definitely stay an MP4, but we just want to change it to resolution 1080. Convert. Oh, wouldn't this be neat? So not only are the tools for the deepfakery, but even the tools to convert video to the right format to do the deepfakery. Should I? Yeah, I do have VLC. Is there a tool in there that'll convert it right on there? Yeah, I think that would take... Oh, there we go. We got it. I like turtles. No, I don't just like turtles. And download. I love turtles. Great. So now... Boop, boop. Upload the reference video. Let's go to downloads. Then we'll get the thing. Hey. And then this guy we can get rid of. And then look at this. No. Yep. Okay, so it'll take a little bit to do it. But then that'll give us, I'll be curious. The things I'm looking for here are to see whether or not it keeps the context border in that screenshot that I took, because I want it to look like it's a video screen capture of somebody playing that clip from YouTube. I'll also be interested to see if it upscales that standard definition VHS or if it keeps that artifact on there. Yeah, I believe you're 100% right, Marion. I'm certain that whatever that clip is, they have my data. Handbrake's a good one. But the amount of time that it would take to do it, that's trade-off for time. Integrating all of these quick tools that immediately can resize if the file's not formatted properly would be too powerful. Buckle up, my friend, because right now, so what happens is, I like the way Perry Carpenter talks about this in the terms of state grade technology, state level, where in order to, like, if you're a state actor who needs a certain thing to happen, then if the tools exist, like, for example, whatever this is the technology crossing into folk grade, where it's easy enough that somebody can make it simple for somebody like me to throw a few bucks at it and get a proof of concept. I am certain that at the state level, there are imperceivable deepfakes. But of course, my job is to be on the vanguard of making people aware of these things. And again, everybody wants to make you aware of it. I maintain that that is not enough. My goal is to set up fun story, narrative-driven reasons for you to actually use the tools, because only by using the tools do you develop the always-on System 1 level intuitive understanding of how they work. You recognize the markers of it from a long time away. Right on. Now that, see, this is what on NPR they would talk about, driveway radio, where you finished your journey, but you're in the driveway and you stick around because, like, I want to know how this one ends. That means I've crossed a threshold. Thank you, Jeff. I'm excited about it. Yeah, VLC uses FFmpeg. That's great. Good morning, Austin. So good to see you, man. Yeah. Budget, gadgets, and more importantly, like, you don't care about the price tag and you don't care about the amount of human labor. And so next up is you get the frontier for businesses. So first is the state level. And at that point, it's like all bets are off. Whatever it takes to set foot on the moon, we need to make that deep fake for that thing. Second level is B2B. At B2B, you're like, man, if we can make this tool do that thing, then it's worth a dedicated team of 20 people and or one person who is very technologically savvy to do a whole bunch of stuff. But then now the folk grade technology is where it's so blindingly simple, somebody could do it in the last 15 minutes of a live stream. That's how easy it is. Yeah, the trickle down technology. So what we're looking at is we don't worry about the maladjusted technologies at the state level because it's just too resource intensive for them to do, like, I don't know, whatever. You're going to stand up to a country's military. Business to business, or within large business level, you can kind of worry about it, but for a bad act, businesses in general, it's more profitable to spend all those money calories and resources on doing something that will make them a buck. And the fastest way to make a buck is to fix a problem. What we worry about is where we're at right now, which is the technology on the threshold of folk grade, where now it becomes profitable for whether it's, bad actors on the political arena, at the commercial arena, at the romance scam arena. And I've said this before, if I was a bad actor right now, I would be spending resources having thousands, millions of LLM chatbots striking up conversations and just being a genuinely good friend to a bunch of people who are in positions of power in their early 60s, so that when they retire at 65 or even better at 70, when their brains are softened up just a little bit, then you can make your harvest of asking for things to extract information or money, whatever, and they will not even be able to conceive of the idea that this was a robot the entire time. Yeah, not business to business. Commercial is what I was trying to say. All right, stand by. Thank you so much, man. We'll see you tomorrow. The trickle down gap is shorter and shorter. Oh, that's great. Hey, guys, update. We're now out of the queue and we are in progress. That's great, standby. I'm not sure if I'd heard of Ned Luke or not, but he used to voice Michael DeSanta in GTA 5, appeared in Law & Order, and is also YouTube. Very cool. I sound a lot like him. I'll have to hear that voice. That's great, Cliff. Once we land this one, we'll see what this one is and we'll call it a day. Thank you, G. James B. Come on. Come on. We've got this. In progress. For the good of the stream. So, here, let's look at our agenda. That'll be a good thing. Beep boo. Boo boo. All right, more deepfakes. Check. OMG vertical vids. Check. Although, we definitely covered the why, but I would love to know if we catch one in the wild. If any of you guys are ever scrolling through, boy, we definitely tackled your questions first. Good ones. Good ones today. If you guys catch any of those vertical videos in the wild, I would love to know. Just take a screenshot, or even better, maybe do a screen recording of it and send it to me. And where are you going to send it? Oh, you guys know it's true. The robots are trying to separate us. We live in an algorithmic universe. It's going to pick a lane, and it's going to stick you in it forever and ever and ever. I want to be in that same lane. And the last bastion of us actually being in touch is by email. So signup.scamstuff.com. That'll put you on the email list. I'm going to hit you with, occasional, not spam, stuff that's in scam stuff. But that's also where I talk to you directly. And the only way to get on there is to head on over to signup.scamstuff.com or gimme.scamstuff.com. Even that is, oh man, snip, snap, top, top. So funny. We began with somebody asking that question, and then an hour passed. It's a good hour. I would say, of all the times to ask that question, this was a good one. We're going to wrap up here in the last 5 minutes. We're making a deep fake right now, but I think you're really going to like the answer on this one. That's right. I do. I end all of my emails with hugs and kisses. Which, funny, started off as sort of like an ironic, 30-something guy at the bar, scoundrelly person, doing XOXO I thought was funny. That's why I also, you're always wearing unicorns on my shirt and stuff. And now post 50, I'm buckling up for just unironic hippie talk. I love you and all that shit. Yeah, Mark, it's so funny because if you think about it, who pulling a scam would make sure to put the word scam in it? But I guess, as I describe it, I play business on hard mode. That's pretty much it. This tool is Higgsfield.ai, which is an entire suite of tools. I guess we can leave that. So it seems like some of it is stop. They've got a whole bunch of different tools here, including it uses Nano Banana on the back end to make a bunch of images. There we go. This is a good representation of it. You can make an image. You can create a video of your describing. And what it uses on the back end, I assume, is like VO. This is all front end stuff to make it easy for you. You can do video edits, upscale, but the one we care about is the motion control. Oh, where is... Explore all tools. There we go. This is the one. The Kling motion control is what we're playing with right here. And we're almost done. Almost done. I swear. You ever have a... How crazy that robots being able to do anything was a miracle 1 year ago. And now we're just annoyed that they... Oh, wait a minute. Your email is the ICAR for spam filters? I don't know that word, ICAR. E-I-C-A-R. What does ICAR mean? I don't think it's the European Institute for Computer Antivirus Research. A nonprofit. Ah. Yeah, each of the tools has its own kind of finickiness. And that's the weird part, is because these tools are now grown on human preferences, they're going to seem very human-like. And in fact, when you think of AI prompt engineering, it bears a strong resemblance to what in another context you would just call stage hypnosis, or in another context, pickup artistry, or seduction, advertising. They all have similar structures. And now that language, natural language, is the programming interface for it, and there are flavors that you'll pick up on. Aha! The test virus file. Thank you, Mark. Should I peel a raw egg? Yeah, that I'll tell you, one of my favorite subreddits is the "Is This AI?" And yes, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to bring this adventure to a close. Let's see it. I like turtles. Oh, there we go. I like turtles. No, I don't just like turtles. I love them. I love turtles, and turtles shall reign supreme. Turtles upon turtles upon turtles. I like turtles. No, I don't just like turtles. I love them. I love turtles, and turtles shall reign supreme. Turtles upon turtles upon turtles. Great. I like turtles.
Okay,
No.
so
I don't just like turtles. I love them. I love turtles, and turtles shall reign supreme. Turtles upon turtles upon turtles.
okay, all right. All right, man. Well, hell of a day, guys. Go out there and kick today right in the balls. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, gang. Oh my God.